a little bit high, but everything feels good. I like to stick my knee, I don't know if you can see that, I like to stick my knee into the tree whenever I'm shooting. Makes me a little bit more stable. I can actually hug the tree if I wanted to, but where that limb is, I like my knee into the tree. Let's do one more. All right, let's try to swing that thing back down. Hey guys, let's go over here. I want to show y'all something I'm pretty excited about. Something I started doing last year, and man, it makes public land hunting just so much lighter to get around. Let's go take a look. So one of the things I think is very important, especially when you're saddle hunting, is just getting up in the tree before season and checking out how it's going to work, checking out how it fits, all that stuff. Just get up there and check stuff out beforehand so you don't get up there and cause yourself issues, problems, good stuff like that. So I always practice beforehand. When the season's coming up quick, I try to practice beforehand. All right, this tree looks pretty good. Let's take a look at this saddle. I've got some helium climbing sticks, and I put the helium platform on the top step. I've got a helium ring of steps. I'll show you how to use that. And I've got the helium hawk saddle. And let me show you a little bit about that. Let's move over here. Take a look at this tree. This is not the exact tree I would look for setting up in the woods, but for this, it'll be okay for now. What I'll do first before I leave the truck is I'll put my saddle on. As I wear it into the woods, makes carrying it a lot lighter. It's easier to wear it than it is to carry it. Well, what am I doing wrong here? There, had it backwards. You just want this snug. You don't want it real tight. Kind of keeps it from riding up. All right, let's go over to the tree. What I always do when I'm getting to my tree is I get my sticks ready. Now what I do with my platform is I've got some gear ties here, and I always strap it right in the middle. I always strap it right in the middle so I know where it's at all times. The next step up, I put on this gear tie on the side so I know where it's at. And that'll be what I grab, you know, when I get to the top, before I get to the very tip top. Now, we'll set the bottom step about knee high. All right, I want to show you all the first step first, and then we're going to take it all down. I'm just going to do the platform down at the bottom so y'all can see what's going on. We'll just do this one since I already have it out, for example. Let me get y'all a little closer for a minute. And what I do to these steps, I get the strap tight, as tight as I can, and I get the steps out, and I really push that thing down. It really bites in then. You see how tight that is? That thing ain't going anywhere. So that's what you gotta do. You get the strap tight, and then you get your weight on it to suck it into the tree. Now for climbing, I want to show you all this before I set my platform up. You have your lineman's rope. That's the first thing, your lineman's rope. Make sure this is all the way out so you can throw it around the tree. You're sucked in here and it's tight. And you clip in to the other side and you get it tight. Okay? You make sure everything's tight before you start climbing up that tree. All right, and now you're always tied to the tree. So you can get up there and you get to the top of this step. Now you're ready to set your next step, and you're strapped in, so you're not going to fall. Okay, that's how you climb with this thing. Now let me show you how that platform works. What I would normally do is get up there 2 or 3 steps up, and then I set my platform up at the very top. But I don't need to show you all that. That makes sense for y'all. I just want to show you how this platform works without being way up there where you can't hear me. So let's take this step off for a minute. Let's take this one down. I'm going to show you the platform. I always extend these all the way out so you can throw it around there and really get a hold of it. The best thing to do is get it about knee high to the bottom step and kind of hold it with your knee or your body. Swing that around, hook it in. Now you want to get it above horizontal, just above horizontal. Suck it in tight. And then really bite it down in there. Now it's solid. Okay. So let me see the angle here. Okay, I need to raise it up so y'all can see a little bit. All right, I backed up a little bit for you so you can see what I do. Now, the next business I do is I get my ring of steps out and I send that around the tree. These things extend out like this. So let me show you what that looks like. I do that right above the platform. And I kind of run them around the tree. And then I really suck them in tight. that just shows you what you can use around the tree there to push yourself around. So let me show you now how this thing works and how you set your tether. I'm locked in, and I always screw that carabiner down. So I'm locked in here. I'm good to go now, and it's solid. So next I go to get my tether out. Okay. And I want to go, when I'm standing here, about chin to nose high around the tree. Put the weight back on the lineman's rope, and I hook this into my bridge, and I make sure it's screwed in tight. And this has a prusik knot in it that I can suck up there. Now that I know this is secure, I need to go up a little bit higher. This tree's a little bit skinny, so I go a little bit higher on the skinny trees. Let's try this real quick. So that's better. All right, now my weight's on this. Now I'm going to release the weight on my lineman's belt. And I'm going to take my lineman's belt off. Okay? And I'll put this back in my bag. Now I'm sucked in here tight. I can sit on my knees. I can sit sideways. I can hug the tree, whatever I need to do to get comfortable. And I can move around the tree. And take those shots anywhere around the tree. I can get 365 degrees around there with really only one step. But with these other steps, I can get farther. You know, and you can get all the way around. Now, if something's directly behind you and you don't want to swing out here, what a lot of guys will do, they'll set up on their platform and they'll stand up and they turn around and put that over their shoulder. Now they're on their platform and they can hunt just like they are in a tree stand. You know, there's all different ways you can use this thing. So that's what I like to do. It's very comfortable. I mean, you can sit here for a long time. Let me show you one more thing that's in my bag. Well, two more things. This is called a backrest, and it goes around like this. Now I can loosen that up a little bit, or I can leave it like that. It's kind of a little bit of a backrest for you. You can lean, and it kind of takes a little bit of the load off your back if you're sitting here for a really long time. And then you just fold it back up. It goes back in your bag. I like to put it in below everything because I don't use this all the time. It goes in the bottom. One last thing I want to show you. On this side of the bag, I've got a little pocket. This side has my bow string, or has the string for pulling up my bow or my backpack or a crossbow or a rifle or anything. That's in this side. But this side is a ring of steps here, or what, not a ring of steps, a ring of hooks. This side is a ring of hooks. And you can hang it around the tree for hanging your gear. You can hang your bow, your binoculars, your backpack, whatever you need up here in the tree with you. So you're not feeling helpless. You're up here, you have everything set up just like you would be in a tree stand. So let's go back down here. So before I unhook that tether, I hooked this lineman's belt back up. Okay, I know I'm secure there. Now I'll reach up and I'll unsecure here. Now I'm set back up where I can climb. The way I keep my tether, I put it in the bag above the back support, but below the lineman's belt to keep it organized. And then you just climb back down. Climb back down the tree. You just take your time and be safe. Just take your time and be safe. And if you take your time and really go slow, you can really be quiet. But this thing sure is a lot lighter than carrying a tree stand or a climber in the woods. I mean, because we're wearing it, it really doesn't feel like the few pounds that it weighs. It doesn't weigh anything, but it's a lot lighter than carrying a tree stand in. It's very good if you're mobile, you're moving around a lot on public land, or in the forest, even on private land. If you're moving very often and you don't want to just hang a tree stand out there, you can use these saddles. They're just amazing. They really do save a lot of weight. So if you carry a chain on tree stand or a trap on tree stand, you're carrying your sticks anyway. So you already have this weight you're carrying on your backpack or in your pack. So you've got those. If you got a climber, you know how heavy those climbers are on your back walking around all day. It's not very much fun if you move very much. So give one of these a try this year. You'll get sticker shock on thinking of all the stuff you got to buy, but really it's not that bad once you figure it out down to brass tacks. You've got your sticks already. You can use any sticks or a ladder or a ladder stand or chain on anything. But man, I sure like this saddle for ease of movement and getting around without being tired at the end of the day. I hope this helps somebody. We'll see y'all.